Hello, good day, everyone. This is Tech Build Africa, and yes, we are live on Tech Grounds. I'm very glad again to be on this session with you when we get to discuss about innovative conversations, have the talk with thought leaders within the ecosystem and insightful minds. And today we are going to delve into a very interesting topic that you would leverage, especially if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, you are a startup out there, or you are just someone who would want to push to get funding for whatever idea you have and whatever you're pushing for. Yes, today we are going to be discussing the world of grant application, the processes. How can we hack the grant application process? And that is what we're going to be discussing about today. And yes, I have someone who fits in right in every angle of this conversation, a guru in the entrepreneurship space, someone who is also he has a product for you also in grant writing. And when I bring him up, you will see who I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking of no other person than Mr. Edward Esene, who is also the director of marketing in the renowned ISN Hub, Innovation Support Network Hub, and then he's doing a lot in the ecosystem too. So, Mr. Edward, also known as Headward, trained and practiced as a geologist before delving into management, entrepreneurship, and consulting. So, with more than 15-year training and consulting experience for indigenous firms and multinationals, Mr. Edward is well sought after as a startup coach, and he has helped a lot of startups to raise funds along the way. So, Mr. Edward, good day. Nice to have you on Tech Rounds today. How are you doing?
Very fine, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for having me. It's a beautiful day, and I can't wait to jump into the conversation. Thank you.
Yes, it's a beautiful day, and personally, I cannot wait to join this conversation. So, before we actually went live, some persons, especially startup founders, they were like, "Okay, I really want to be on this session today," and I didn't know that today was the end of the fasting for the Muslims, because some of them complained that, "Oh, we're going to
Oh,
miss this." So I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." Maybe I would have checked
oh,
my calendar, but I mean, they can always watch the replay live. We can always watch the
absolutely.
replay on YouTube or on our LinkedIn page on TechBuild Africa. So it's
Wow.
always there. The value is not lost. So thank you very much. And like I told you before, Mr. Edward fits into the square or the circle. He dots every I, he crosses every T's when it comes to the entrepreneurship space. And I've been seeing what he has been doing with ISN, with the Incubation Plus Hub, and yes, a lot of work. And then we can't wait but just delve into this conversation. So just so you know, just 2023, Mr. Edward won the 2023 Google Grant Award. He was a Google Grant awardee to help yes, so multiple grants recipients. So that was the award. So congratulations, Mr. Edward. And I believe in the course of the
Thank you.
conversation we would get to know much on how your journey has been like and how people can learn to be like you. So thank you very much. So how has your day been, Mr. Edward?
Awesome, awesome. I'm actually out of Lagos for work. I'm in between sessions, and I had to block out this time to quickly take this interview because I wouldn't want to miss it for anything. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for the opportunity, for the invite, and kudos to you and your team for the great and amazing work you guys are doing for the entire ecosystem. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for those nice words there. In the startup world, funding is almost like the king and the table around the table of
Yeah.
conversations. And we see that for
Mhm.
any startup, funding is like when we say a prerogative, it's something that is very important, because if you need to scale on your idea, you need funding to run some things, and then there are
Mhm.
different funding models that exist, and we know, and the one we
Mhm.
say you don't have to pay back is the grant, and that's what we are going to focus on today. Grant, right? Yes,
Yeah.
you get the funds for free, you don't have to repay, but how do you actually pitch to win this grant? I think that's the bone of contention today, and then we'll be driving our key topic talking points around understanding the existing funding models that exist for startups, gain a clearer understanding of the grant funding process, best approach and strategies for grant application, and the best ways to research for grant opportunities for businesses. So, how do you research and even know if such grants do exist for your startup or your innovation? So, those are the talking points that we are going to be rallying around today. So, first and foremost, I did the introduction, but I think it's always good to hear from the horse's mouth most of the time. So, over to you, Mr. Edward. Who are you and what are you doing in the ecosystem?
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. So I'll try and keep it very headline only
Okay,
type. My name is Edward Esene. Some people call me Edward with the H. I prefer that.
okay,
And I've been in the space and I've done work in Nigeria and across sub-Saharan Africa for Google, for Facebook. At the point, yeah, I was also on the UWIM project as an independent monitor, federal government UWIM project. It was a grant funding project, right? And several other things. I typically work with MSME, startup, and business owners around funding and marketing, right? So my core expertise is in funding, strategy, and expertise, whether training, research, consultancy, or pure funds facilitation, investment advisory. Okay, so I'm so excited to be here and I look forward to all the conversation. That is me. I also like to rest, to play, to have fun, and engage in intelligent conversations. Yeah,
all right,
thank
all
you.
right. Thank you very much. That was brief and quick. Good to know you once again. So straight to our
Thank you, sir.
conversation. Can you educate us more on the various types of funding models that exist for startups?
So, like you said in your opening introduction, funding is a big issue. If you look at the entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem, there are a lot of ideas, a lot of prospects, and there are different frameworks to scale a business. But one of such is that whatever mix you pick, there will be need for funding to happen. There are five things primarily you need to scale a business. You need vision and leadership, you need culture and the right environment, you need a great team and talent, you need technology, you need customers, and you need funding. That's six items. Okay, so if you look at any of the big corporate, any of the thriving tech startup, you will find a couple of these six elements. So without funding, nothing can really scale, nothing can be big, right? So you need customers, you need leadership, you need the environment, the culture, the talent, you need technology, and you need money. Now, within the scope or the confines of funding, for what we know and for what we do, because I also worked in venture capital, right? I worked in a VC firm, Big Plus Group, not extent. From there, I worked on the UWIN project, okay, for 2, 3 years also, 2012 to 2015. Then I also, at this point, I'm a BDSP to some banks, meaning I help clients to raise funding from banks. What that means is that I am one of the very few funding development finance experts that can take you full circle. I can talk to you about that instrument because I do that both from the client side and from the investor side. I can talk to you about grant instrument because I apply for grant, I get grant, and I also help people and individuals apply for grants. And I'm also a consultant on some running grants that we mark as a reviewer, as a judge, as an evaluator. So I can tell you what are the things to look out for, what are the things you must do and must not do in your grant application. Then, like I said, also, I've also worked in VC firm. I understand a bit about equity investments, and that instrument. So we can talk debt. I'm talking the funding framework now. There are four: debt, which is loan principal and repayments; equity, which is valuation, dilution, and exits, right? Then there's grants, which is not a free fund like most people think, is an impact fund, and there's also a mechanism for payback. Emmanuel, if you collect a debt instrument, principal, interest, and tenor. Principal, interest, and tenor. If you collect a debt instrument, you will pay back interest. If you collect an equity instrument, you will pay back with shares and dividends, right?
Yeah.
If you collect a grant instrument, you pay back with impact. Impact. Okay, this particular social problem that your solution or idea is solving, the economic integration, the PWTs you are reaching, the indigenous community that you are helping. Impact is the fulfillment and the payback for most grants and funding. So there is in the funding framework, there are four. There's debt on the table, there's equity on the table, there's grant on the table. Then the fourth one is the mezzanine, okay, which is a combination, is an hybrid instrument and a mixture between a grant and a debt, or a debt and a grant, or an equity. And once you mix one, two, three, or one or two or three, you are now doing a mezzanine instrument. That's the fourth option on the table. I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Edward, for throwing more light into that. I think that was simple enough for anyone to really grasp. So on to the next one now. We know that there are a lot of grant opportunities out there. They may not be much, but I know there are some reasonable number of grants, and sometimes it could just
Mhm.
come and it goes like that. Some persons are not aware that this grant application or this grant opportunity had existed. So, what steps can startups or entrepreneurs take to be able to spot grant opportunities for their ideas?
Thank you. Grant opportunities exist, and in my own opinion, and from where I sit, there are a lot of grants running every day, every week, every month, every year. There's grants for everybody, for anybody. There's grants for academicians. There's grant for arts, for music, for research. There's grant for business, for projects, for schools, for military. There's grants everywhere, every day for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you just need to know where to look, and you need to align with the funder's eligibility and component alignment. That's the beginning thing. There are about four or five things you need to win grants. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But the starting point is that information. If you don't know, if a grant opportunity doesn't come into your space, maybe somebody forwarded a link to you to check it out. What we do at the School of Grant Success, there is no day we don't get up to like 5 to 10 grant opportunity.
Awesome. It's
Is
great.
that the funders? I'm not joking. Is that the funders are sending it to us, or the students or the alumni, they got the call? Let's talk about the opportunity. The first thing is opportunity,
Yeah.
information. To get a grant opportunity, you need information. And there are four frameworks. There are five things you need to get a grant. There are four ways you can get information. Okay. So I don't want to confuse myself or confuse anybody. In that information mix, there are some that we research ourselves and we get that information and share with our students. There are some that the funders themselves are looking for applicants and they send to us, okay, and we share with our students. There are some that we are not even aware of, like they call those one close calls. Somebody got it through somebody and they doesn't want it in public domain, but he or she wants to apply and is sending it to us and our consultant in the school for us to help them package the grant application. You said you will be shocked, say, what's in the happen? When this grant come outside, when did this person see this grant information? It's underground, but I'm getting to know now because they brought it to us to help them apply. There are several grants like that are not in the public domain. So the first thing you need to find your way around grants is information.
I think
Without
information is really
information, you're
key
just
here.
winking in the dark. Information is key. That is why platforms and organizations like Tech Build Africa You guys are really, really. I follow your newsletter. I see some of the amazing content and information that you're putting out in the ecosystem.
Yeah, thank
So
you
people
very
should
much.
sign up. They should follow. You know. So in that information mix, let me just wrap up with this. There are four framework we teach to get grant information. There's what they call the open calls, the close calls, the warm calls, and the cold calls.
Okay.
Open, closed, warm, cold. It's just like a quadrant, 25, 25%, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4.
Yeah.
So there are open calls. Open calls for grants are normally call for application, call for proposal, call for concept notes, ERPs, FRPs, EOIs, bids and tenders, all those things. These are open calls. Antonio Limelu grants, TEF, ran January this year to sometimes in March. They've announced some of the winners. I'm excited for some of our students
Wow.
that
That's awesome.
that were successful.
You keep doing the wonders.
Yeah. Even, yeah, even also some of them also did not get. So it's not like we got 100%
Yeah.
success. There's no 100% success with grants. You just keep
Trying.
increasing your chances with the knowledge and the skill. So Tony Lumilo application in general, I want to submit this very quickly, is an open call, okay, in terms of grant information. But there are also close calls, okay. The Google grant I got last year, it was from Google South Africa's office to implement CSPS, a STEM project for kids in public schools. It was a close call. When I got the letter, they wrote it that this is a close call. It means if they don't send and give you, if you're
You
not
would not
called
know.
on to bid or to submit a proposal, you will not know.
Yeah.
It means if you're not on that mailing list, you're not supposed to submit. You can't send to anybody. It was a close call. But there are also cold calls, the ones that you yourself reach out to the funders themselves and say, I know you are into this. I have this kind of this. Please give me grants. Cold call. Then there are warm calls where somebody can do an introduction for you and give you a linkage and access for you to reach the funder. These are the four frameworks. But most people just sit down open call and think that is what there is. Open call is good, but you're missing out on the other 75% of the quadrants. You're just sitting on 25%.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can see for fact we've learned that we have the open call, the close call, the warm and the cold. So I believe this is an assignment. This is a homework for every entrepreneur out there. So you need to get closer to where you can get information. Just like we say, knowledge is power. I think information is really, really key when it comes to having access
Yeah.
to grant opportunities, just like Mr. Edward had said. All right, so moving ahead, when it comes to grant writing, a lot of persons have issues. It could be how to start, what to include, what not to include, and then who to send to and how to send it, and what platform to even send it on. So, Mr. Edward, what are the key components that people can look out for to be able to garnish their grant application and make it successful?
So I'll continue from where I stopped, which is start with information. The next thing, once you get the information, the next thing is to look for eligibility.
Okay.
When there's a call, whether open or close or warm or cold, if you are not eligible, don't even bother. Is a DQ. In grant writing, is what we call DQs. DQs are disqualification. As a consultant, as a judge, as a marker, before I start reviewing 3,000 applications, I will first of all check for all the DQs. There's no point me going through a 20-page concept notes if one or two things can disqualify them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So once you are not eligible, eligibility is just what the funders want. Oh, is women only. So if you're a guy, why do you want to apply? Are you an hermaphrodite? Oh, it's 18 to 35. If you are 40, move on, except you want to start lying. Oh, the businesses are sector focused, sector agnostic, right? Or
Yeah.
open. If you're sector agnostic, fine, everybody is welcome. If you are sector specific, if they say fintech, agri, and climate focus, it means if you're in mobility or you are
And
renewable
there.
energy, renewable energy can go into climate focus. But you are not there, you are not there. They don't list your sector, right? If it's region, oh, only women in the north or from Africa. Sometimes you see Africa, Nigeria is not listed. Sometimes you see Africa, Nigeria is listed. What do you want to do if they say it's only for Southern African? You are in Nigeria, you are in Ghana, leave it, move on. Okay. So there is no point starting a battle that you cannot win because grants are fierce, they are competitive. Normally, for most grant calls, only the top 1 or 2% wins because everybody need money. Not everybody want to borrow. That's loan. If you put 10 business people, SMEs or startup in a room, do you need money? Yes. Now go and collect a loan from a bank at 33% currently the lending rate in Nigeria. No, because the cost of fund, the interest is too high, the tenor might be too short, and maybe you don't even have a collateral to back that fund because debt financing is secure lending, right? So what option do we then have? Equity. Oh, welcome. You want to raise equity from investors. Beautiful. Bring your from CO2, your from CO7, bring your valuation, bring your cap table, show your governance structure. All of those things is English, music to the ears. A lot of businesses that think they want to qualify for equity investment don't have one of any of those things. They don't even know what a cap table is. They don't have. You are giving somebody, oh, I want to invest uh, $10 million for 10% equity in my business. Oh, are you saying your business is worth $100 million? For that valuation, equity rises and fall on valuation, your next round and exit for the investor, and it has to be 10x within the shortest possible time. Most people don't know that. Most people don't have that. No documentation to back it up, no governance structure to back it up. So equity is not also on the table, even though it's available. Then everybody runs into the WhatsApp group called grants. It is a grant is free money. Now, Antonio Limelu puts out a call for grants. Typically, this is just for example. He say, "Oh, I want to give $5,000, or I want to give $50,000 to start up across Africa." I know it's five. Then 500,000 people applies. A whopping 500,000, close to a million. But the man knows he can't solve the problem of Africa alone, and he cannot fund everybody. So they screen those applications and they select only the top 5%, and a whopping 995,000 will fall by the wayside. They will not get the money. What is 5,000 winners compared to 495,000 that don't win it? That's 1%. Okay. So that is how fierce and how competitive grants can be. And when you do know what to do and you do it, and you get those funding, then it now becomes the right catalyst you can use to start your business or grow your enterprise. So the next thing is you have to be eligible. You have to be eligible. The next one after eligibility is you must know how to write a decent, compelling. Let me start again. You must know how to put forward a decent, clear, and compelling proposal or concept notes. And what's the issue? Why most people can't do that? Clarity and competence. People are not clear. There's like a cobweb, you know. Without clarity, there's nothing you can pen down it intellectually, right? You'll be having a fog, like a brain block,
Yeah.
writer's block in your head. And most people can't navigate those seasons. So no clarity, no confidence. You put in nonsense entry, you join the 9495 that will not get it. Okay, so in our school of ground studies, for instance, we are helping people to build confidence, to build clarity, to look at the grant application and focus on what we call the tailing techniques. Focus on the mirroring techniques. Don't let the grant question overwhelm you. You can tail a question. You can use the mirroring techniques. So you need to build competence, learn, get a skill, get additional knowledge in grant writing, for instance, my opinion, because that is readily not available and it is expensive. Equity can be complex with valuation and exit and dilution and cap table and no cap table. I'm not asking you not to go the route. Grant is even also on the table, but it's very competitive.
Yeah.
But you can write it yourself if you've gotten clarity and confidence and you can communicate it clearly and convincingly. Because with your grant document, you are doing a pitch. You are not in the room, you're not in the class, you're not in the hall, but you've clicked on submit. Then after 2 months, somebody has reviewed your proposal or your concept note, and he or she have decided to send you a mail and tell you congratulations, just like Tony Elimeli did some weeks ago. These are the shortlisted people. Why? Because what you wrote made sense. Someone read it and they
I
said,
was able to get
I agree
what
with
you're
you on
looking
this.
for,
I agree
what
with
you're
you with
looking
this.
to build and
You
everything.
know?
Yeah.
Exactly. And some other people wrote, and the person said, this one don't make sense. This one don't make sense. This one, they put them
I think
aside.
that
You know,
brings
so
me.
that,
I think this is very much close to the next question that we have for you, Mr. Edward. So
yes,
you've talked about
yes.
how after everything has been reviewed, some people are being reached out to, and others don't get any kind of feedback.
It's just two messages.
Yeah. So
Congratulations, or we
and that
wish
that
to,
could make
we
your
regret
day
to
or mar
inform
your
you.
day.
Either regret, congratulations, or we regret to inform you.
Yeah. Okay. There's something I was discussing with some of my friends. They were like, the worst day to have a rejection mail is on Monday. I mean, it can just mess up your week.
That makes the
So,
entire week,
all right.
absolutely.
So, what are those things that the common reasons that make grant applications to be rejected? What are those common reasons?
Mm.
Yeah.
The first, there are a couple of them. There are a couple of them, maybe about 6 or 7. And this is just giving people open secret without coming to school.
Yeah.
Right? The first one is eligibility. You have to be eligible. Non-eligibility is a DQ. I've said that before. The second one is as important as the first one: alignment with program components or funders' objectives. For instance, we did a project. I was on a panel with on Nitro Pitch with Faith Foundation, sponsored by Gain and SBN. Nitro Pitch, they are supporting agri processors to increase nutritional components of their product for Nigerians. Follow the analogy. If you want to participate in that pitch and win, the components for them haven't been eligible. That's the first one. Is that you must show nutrition commitment. There must be proof that if you receive this money, it will help you add or increase nutritional component of your product to serve low user community. So this my second point is that no matter what you write, if you don't know the program components and you don't align with the funder's objective, you are writing amiss now, you're writing astray now. No matter if you are applying for American Embassy grants, they have what they call American components. If you don't show that when you receive this money, you will do or deliver it with some of American components, and they explained in their open lectures what those components are that they want to see in your application. If you apply for such grant and you don't align with their program component or objective of the funder, you don't miss road now. So DQs, alignment with program component or funder's objective, you know, sustainability is big when it comes to grants. You must show sustainability. You must
Yeah.
show impact. Okay. You must have a unique problem solvement statement that is backed by data and a source. Okay. You must show understanding of the demography, target beneficiary demography, and how you will reach them. Okay. And these are the things. Then expertise, a team with experience to execute, a team that is diverse and inclusive. Okay. So let me do a recap. 6 or 7 elements that can help you find success with your grant application. Number one, avoiding DQs. Number two, aligning with program component and funders' objective. Number three, unique solution. No, number three is a clear problem statement.
Okay.
What problem do you want to solve? Clear problem statements, attacking any of the SDGs. That's fine. So after the problem statement is a unique solution. After a unique solution is the understanding of the target beneficiary demography and how you want to reach them. That place will talk about the time, the SAM, and the sum. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the next one after that is your sustainability implementation and sustainability plan, what you want to implement and how you will make it sustainable, whether pre the funding or post funding. Then the next one is your M&E, how you will capture stories of change, success stories, and impacts. Then finally, the team, who is behind this team. Do they have experience? Do they have the capability, the track record, the execution excellence
Yeah,
to deliver? So once you know these things and you can, weave them into your application, yeah,
yeah. I think these
man,
are
you
really
you are
great
a,
points
you
you've
are a
mentioned
winner.
there. And to be frank, to be very truthful, we can actually exhaust all of this in this session. And that brings me to I know you have this good outfit out there, the School of Grants. So, what is the School of Grants
Yeah,
all
the School
about?
of Grand
Because
Success. Yeah.
if I say that we're going to exhaust all of these strategies and everything, I
Oh,
doubt we would ever leave here
yeah,
today.
the
So,
Lord, the Lord. These are just
what is
teasers
the
and
School of
headlines
Grants, and
only.
how is it helping entrepreneurs and startups to be able to scale through the grant application process?
So you will notice that there is a need for funding, but not everybody wants to borrow loan, and not everybody wants to go through equity. I've said that before. So a lot of people wants to flow into grants, but they lack the clarity, they lack the competence to write a solid or decent application. So the School of Grant Success is just a new institution. We are very ambitious. We want to reach 1 million people in 10 years, 1 million startup and SMEs
Wow.
across Africa to help people understand the means to apply for grant. Am I still audible?
Yeah, you are. You are.
Thank you. To help people understand what it means to apply for grants, to prepare a proposal, do a pitch deck, do pitch presentation, and show confidence. Whether show confidence when you feel a concept
Yeah.
note, you are not in the room. That's the document pitch. So we are just there to build capacity, help people gain the knowledge and the skill and the confidence, the clarity.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So if you're watching, it's been really interesting so far. So if you're watching, this is Tech Rounds on Tech Build Africa, and I'm urging you to stick around. Okay, the insights are limitless, so you can share this on every platform. We're streaming on multiple platforms. Share this to an entrepreneur out there. Share this to any startup or anyone who has a business, because these insights here are a must have for everyone. So if you have any questions so far, do not hesitate to drop your questions on the comment section. If you're watching from YouTube, watching from LinkedIn or on Facebook or Instagram Live, do well to drop your questions on the comment section, and I would read that out to our guest, and then we'll do justice to those questions. Miss Edward, are you there? Okay, I think we lost him for a bit. So while we wait for him to join back, I think we have a question. So when Mr. Edward comes back, we will pull that question
Yeah,
for
I'm
him.
here. Sorry. Yeah.
So far, we've been
Thank you.
discussing the world of grants. We've discussed how you can cook up a grant that really suits what you're trying to push. So, first of all, you need to understand, what are you looking for grants for? So, grants, just call it loans that you don't have to pay back. So, if someone is going to give you money to do something, they need to be assured that yes, you have the capacity to really pull out the project. So, okay, I think Mr. Edward is back. Mr. Edward, can you hear me?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, Mr. Edward is back. So, just like I said, if you have any question, do well to put them down in the comment section. If you're watching on Instagram Live, LinkedIn, YouTube, or on Facebook, we would attend to that. So, I think we have a question here, Mr. Edward. So, this is from Devina Nwogo. What does it take to be part of the academy? So, you talked about the School of Grand Success. So, uh, she is asking, what does it take to be a part of this academy? What does it take to be a part of the School of Grand Success?
Please go ahead. Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please take the question again. I'm so sorry, my network.
Okay. So Devina Mwogo is asking what it takes to be part of the academy.
The good thing is that we're having the next cohort May 6th, so they can join. Emmanuel, you guys have a link you can share with them
Okay, yeah,
as one of our good friends and partners. And it's just to sign up and take the class. Yeah.
yeah,
And like I told you, we have some amazing. We have applied for some grants, like six. We've gotten one already this year. February this year, we got our first grant from a firm in Germany in euros. Some of our members have gotten grants. They've gotten the Tonelumelu ones in dollars. Some people have gotten pounds. We just teach people, then share information with them, and encourage them to act, to take step, to apply. You never know except you try. You write one or two, and you may not find success in your first one, but we will teach you everything
keep pushing,
you need to know,
keep
and
pushing.
we'll support you to apply. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Edward. This has been very, very, very exciting. And then at the School of Grand Success, just like he has said, there is a next cohort coming up soon, and I would like everyone watching this session right now to be a part of that cohort. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to drop the link for you. For Devina, I would drop the link for you from where you commented from. We'll do her to send the links across so that you can register for that session. And you can also check on the screen, okay, and just scan that and send a message, and we would do well to send the information across to you. So you can just scan the barcode on the screen right now, and then we would send the link to you if that works for you. Yeah, thank you very much. So, Mr. Edward, thank you. It's been wonderful so far. I think
Thank you.
this is that webinar, a kind of webinar where people pay money to like join, but we are doing this for free because at Tech Build Africa, we value every startup from this ecosystem, and we want every founder want to support with whatever way we can. And that's why we even have a community of innovators and tech talent. So if you're not part of that community, you should do well to join that community. You can check our links on LinkedIn or on X, that's Twitter. You see the link and you can join the community. We do share opportunities too, funding, call for applications and grants, like Mr.
Yeah,
Edward had said. And then you really
yeah,
need to learn the strategies to be able to cook up a very, very effective and compelling grant application so that you don't get the
absolutely.
rejection mails every time. Though the rejections would come, but I bet you are going to have that breakthrough one day or the other. Okay, Mr. Edward, to the next thing. I think we're getting to the last part of this segment now. What is changing in the world of grants, and how can entrepreneurs and founders keep on navigating and testing the waters in a more productive way?
There are quite a lot of stuff changing in the world of development finance because grants is a component under development finance. For instance, most funders are looking for matching funds. So I don't want to fund you 100% again. You also bring something to the table. Some funders are looking for non-cash disbursements. Yes, I know you need the money, but if I give you $200,000 in grant credits now, grant fund, some people their phone will change immediately. Some people their house address will change. My friend there is laughing. Eh? See me, she's laughing. Some people is Canada that will be calling them. Know that song? Canada, 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 Canada. So grant funders are becoming smarter with this. So the days of $200,000 hit your account once, so you win grant. Those days are becoming past in the past. So they
Wow.
will put it in tranches. They will put it in performance disbursements. They'll put it in non-cash disbursements. Oh, you need an input. You need to buy these. We'll buy those things and give you. okay, such that the amount of money
Yeah.
you are exposed to is very limited. There's also what they call syndicate application or cohort consortium. I've seen that since the last 3 years increasing. Not one person can apply. Yeah, the grant size and get like any grant below 100,000 is a micro grant, not small money. But grants that are 500,000, $1 million, those are high tickets, right? So most funders will ask for syndicates or cohorts, consortium. That's the word, consortium application, two or more people. Okay. Then lastly, there are technologies, there are AI tools, there are softwares also that are impacting the world of grant writing. There are a couple of them out there. Okay, so those are the how technology and environment and funders are behaving. Then again, a lot of funders have also now what they call now more impact and social impact focused. Okay, they don't want to do too much of for
Yeah.
profit for profit. There are a lot of issues in the world: security, poverty, unemployment, electricity, climate. Climate is big now. You know, climate
Yeah. Really.
financing. People want to use their resources to solve a social problem: polio, mortality rates, flooding, traffic, waste management. So for every business, the profitability drive should reduce a bit. And let's also incorporate social impacts, to
Okay.
solve a social problem, not just make money, make money, make money. Those are the new directions now.
All right. That's great. You mentioned how some couple of technological factors are also creating like a paradigm shift in the world of
Yeah,
grants, and how also the
coming back. I'll
funders
call
are
it back.
beginning
Come and
to
say
learn
hello.
from past experiences, bitter past experiences, where people tend to elope with the monies they've raised. I think it was still on tech rounds. I think I had a conversation with that was from a VC person. It was like, okay, I was like, okay, you see, maybe some founders they raise funds and the next month they are buying like big cars and then they
Exactly.
are
Now they'll
parading
move
and
to Lekki.
everything. So I think these people are beginning
They
to
raised
learn
$2
lessons.
million
And
dollars
then
from investors. They'll move to Lekki. And
that's
after, God
crazy.
forbid, after 36 months, they'll say they shut down.
Yeah, and and they'll file for bankruptcy.
Yes.
Okay,
You
okay.
know,
Now, still thinking about technology. We've seen the rise of AI. Where I mean, we're living in an era where AI is going to do the most and everything. And then some person will be like, okay, do I really need to be in the school of grants when I could just go to AI and then have a grant application to submit? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Edward?
So you can use AI platform if you want to. Not everybody will come to the school, but the truth is that there are AI detectors. If you use, it's like plagiarism, and we have deep plagiarizers, right? It's
Yeah.
like going for your PhD program and scooping everything off the internet, just plagiarizing. The school is waiting for you to check it with a deep plagiarizer. I have applied for grant before that I use AI platform, and I lost it because I used AI platform without declaring it. I'm telling you the truth. There are anti-AI platforms that will let you know if these are AI generated content. So the goal is not to use AI verbatim or solely, but to leverage it for
Idea.
teasers. So thank you. You just took the word out of my mouth. You cannot write your AI lacks emotion. AI does not know the chess problem that I want to use chess to solve a problem in motion. AI cannot give me all of this. No, no, it will lack local intelligence and it will lack emotion. It will just something off the internet that algorithm has gathered together and they are churning it to you.
Yeah.
So you can't use that. You shouldn't use that. Especially there are grant writing softwares though. Describe your business in 300 words. You put it on granted.com or AI grants.io. These are some of the platforms. We teach them, we tell people that there are platforms that can help them write. But it's rather than use AI, I rather use Grammarly to edit and to proofread before I submit. Okay.
Yeah.
I rather use other ones just to generate, I rather than using it 100% and verbatim. So the AI is here. AI will interrupt and is interrupting. but we will not build our case on AI. AI will not come and solve unemployment in Nigeria or in Africa or lack of funding. AI won't do that.
Yeah.
It can facilitate,
Thank
it
you
could
very much.
enable, but it will not entirely replace. My opinion, sincerely.
All right. Thank you. I think I share same opinion with you, so I don't have any point to differ because I think
Okay.
AI platform should be used to enhance our creativity. Should be like a guide to help us
Yeah.
develop more on what we yeah, and that works very well. Thank you very much. So we've come to the end of this first segment. It's been wonderful so far. A lot of insights, and like I said, if you're watching this and you know you have a friend who is missing this, ensure to send the replay link to the person, to him or her, to go through, because this is not to be missed. Okay. And then if you're still watching these live streaming on any platform, do well to comment your questions. If you have any concerns and things you need clarifications on, do well to drop that on the comment section. And yes, share the link and enjoy the session. Thank you very much. So to the next segment, and this is all about you, Mr. Edward. I hope you're ready for this segment though.
Yes, I'm ready. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay, so on the use of social media, would you prefer to be low key or just media famous?
No, I'm very low key on social media. Nothing. I'm
Okay.
anonymous on social media. If I don't even handle my social media, I've not been handling it for years. I have somebody helping me out, but that's okay.
That's fine. So, what guides your fashion sense, and does it relate to how you brand yourself? Personally, I know
No,
you
no,
you
no, no, just
you
simple,
love to wear
simple.
a cap, or I don't know. I think you have this
No.
specific cap you like to go on with. So,
I'm a very simple person, simple and functional, ready to go. I think I
mm,
need to add a bit of stylish to my dress sense. I'm not a very stylish person. Maybe it's because of my former church background, but I will repent. But I like simple. I like to be simple. Simple and ready to
okay,
go.
that's
Ready to be appear on TV or radio or something. Not something flamboyant, nothing loud, nothing
yeah.
serious. Simple and very effective. But maybe
Seems
like
you are a
I'm thinking
minimalist.
now, I need to start thinking how to be very stylish, to wear blings and have swag, and put a golden teeth and necklace and chains on my hand,
You don't have to. You don't really have to if you don't have to.
I don't really have to if I don't have to.
Okay.
That's the word, man.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
know.
That's fine. So let's go over to things of the stomach. So would you rather have continental or traditional dishes?
No, I'm a local boy. I'm a local. I don't eat any. When I travel out of the country for work, it's as if I'm starving myself until I get our local
Wow.
delicacies. I don't do basmati. I don't do continental. I'm a local boy. Egusi soup,
All right.
ogbono, eferro, seafood okra,
That's great.
ofe owerri, afang, banga,
You're trying to get us in the mood here, Mr. Edward.
jollof rice.
Some of us have not had lunch yet. Awesome.
I'm a local boy.
Okay. So this one now is about your life journey. So let's say you're writing a book about your life journey. What would be the title that would crown it all?
I would say be kind, you know, kindness and give back. That would be the title of my book. Kindness and give. There's a lot of pressure and tension in the world. We all can be a bit kinder. Be kind and give back.
All right, that's great. Okay, what's your go-to activity after a long time of working, coaching, and consulting? So how do you cool off?
Sleep. I sleep. I sleep.
Oh,
I can sleep for a whole day. I can sleep like a whale. I can be on
wow.
a project within the country or outside of the country for 2 weeks. Maybe outside of Nigeria
You
for
know, they say
2 weeks, working
they say sleeping
every
is
day
very
for 2 weeks,
therapeutic.
for 10 days like that.
Wow,
Whether training or retreat or team bonding or strategy session. But once I retire back at the end of that day, or when I get back to the country, I can sleep. I may not leave my bed for 2 days.
that's great.
Maybe I sleep. I sleep a lot.
You know, most of the time they say you don't need to
And
take some medicine
sometimes they'll
when
say,
you're okay.
Edward, I'm calling you. Man, I'm sleeping. The world will not burn. Superman is tired. You know, Superman is tired. I wake up after a
you know,
2 day sleep and I'll have
you know
24 missed
they also
calls.
say that sometimes you don't need to take medicine, that you could just have a nap and then you're back to normal.
Whenever I have headache, I sleep it off. It's sleep, it's sleep, it's sleep.
That's
Stress is
wonderful.
sleep, it's sleep. I drink water and I sleep. I won't even eat. I will not stand up for breakfast or lunch or dinner. My wife knows I sleep. I'll just sleep.
All right, that's great. To the next one then. If you could have access to go back in time and give your younger self an advice or an encouragement or a piece of motivation, what would you say to your younger self?
I would say, dear Edward, get a mentor early, invest early.
Okay.
You know, some of the things that I struggle to do, that I'm even struggling, or that I've achieved now, I should have gotten them 10, 15 years earlier if I had a mentor and worked closely with a mentor. Mentors are platforms. They lift you higher. They grant you access. They advise you from their own foreknowledge, right? Then another mistake I made now in my 40 plus was that I didn't invest early enough. I didn't invest. I had money, I blew money, I mismanaged money. Okay. So if I had to go back
Yeah.
now, man, I'll go after quick and early stage investment in whatever comfortable instrument, not risky ones. So that 10 years after, 15 years after, you would have enjoyed the benefit of compounding,
Yeah.
not starting at your gray age.
All right, that's great. Thank you very much. I think your younger self will really appreciate those words. And just for the records, you could be the younger Edward out there, and then this advice could just make a whole lot of sense to you. I personally would take it too. I'll take it like I'm the younger Edward now. And thank you very much for those words. And to the last one,
Boy, Emmanuel, you're not that
I'm
young.
very
You senior
young.
me now,
Like
Emmanuel.
I'm very young. So
Like, no, it's okay.
okay. So what do you do outside of work? What's your passion outside of work? I know you love to work, you want to coach, you want to consult,
After the work
go
is
out for,
ministry.
for
Oh.
work and everything. So what do you
After
really
the
do?
work
What's
is
your passion
ministry.
outside of work?
Church work, ministry, winning souls for Jesus.
Awesome.
Church work, winning souls for Jesus. That the soul of a man will not
So
perish
let's
and
say
go
you're
to heaven.
consulting for God too.
No, God has consulted for me. In this our business, so you can see money, you can see wealth, you can travel, you can raise money, you can get a lot. But at the end of the day, it's the soul of a man. How do you
Yeah.
want to make peace with your maker? Christian, Muslim or not, we all have to deal with eternity, right? How many cars you have, how many degrees, how many grants you win, or how many funds you get to. When it's time, when it's game over, where are you going to lay your head? It's not in your room, it's not in your palace, it's not in your car, it's not even in your grave. God help us. You're going to get the sand, we go back to sand, dust to dust. But every man has a soul, has a spirit that will outlive us. So where we go, for me, is a big deal. I wish I'd made money. My retirement plan is evangelism. I'm still working for money. But if I have the kind of money I should have, and God is helping me to
Please,
have,
when
I should be the
yeah,
next
can you will all your funds to me?
bunker.
Let me raise funds.
Sorry, I would just go because souls and destinies
Okay.
are rotting away, and God must help us to act quickly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been really,
Thank
really
you.
interactive here, tech round. And just let me just glance through the comment sections again. Okay. Thank you very much. Looking forward to the link. That's Davina. And thank you so much, Mr. Edward. This session was insightful. Thank you very much
Yeah,
to
thank you.
and we have another one here. I'm looking forward to the link to that at Sanlu Emmanuel. Okay, we'll
Okay,
do we'll
thank
do
you,
well to
Emmanuel.
see you. Thank you. Yeah. We'll do well to share the link. Okay, whichever
Awesome.
one.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, we really appreciate. It's been wonderful. And then, of course, I need to thank Mr. Edward too for making our time. I know you were very busy last week and this week. We're trying to schedule a time, and you had a lot of things on your plate, and then you finally had an agreement to make this happen.
Yeah, I'm
So,
actually in between
yeah,
session.
shout out
Oh,
to
my
you, Mr.
friends here, I had to beg them for this 1 hour, and we'll continue very shortly.
Thank you very much. So this is Tech Build Africa. So Mr. Edward, how can people connect with you? I know you're on LinkedIn. You can
Yeah,
connect
my
with
name,
Mr.
Edward Esene on LinkedIn. Just my name on LinkedIn is fine. My name on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. Edward Esene. As sound as pronounced, pronounced as spelt.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Edward Esene.
XN
Where?
what EE, the headboard hashtag.
Yeah,
And then, of course, this has been courtesy of Tech Build Africa, and
yeah.
kudos to the team that made this happen. Yeah, so go follow us on all social media platforms, please. On X, formerly Twitter, Tech Build Africa. On LinkedIn, it's Tech Build Africa. On Instagram, it's Tech Build Africa. On Facebook, it's still Tech Build Africa. Everywhere, it's Tech Build Africa. And yes, we are really, really strong on promoting the innovation stories of Africa ecosystem, technology, and everything. So thank you very much for being a part of this session. It's been wonderful. My name has remained unchanged. Emmanuel Michael Amogu. They call me the innovation cheerleader. You can call me that too. But on all platforms, you can also keep up with me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. Emmanuel Amogu. On Twitter, I am El Sabino, digital nomad. On Instagram, I am El Sabino too. So thank you very much. I look forward to connecting with you until we have another interesting session coming up. I think that's next week. So keep tabs and then join us when we go live and subscribe to our YouTube channel too. We have a lot of content that will be coming your way. And for those waiting for the links, I would ensure that you have them right on time. Thank you very much for joining. Mr. Edward, do you have final words before we skedaddle?
Thank you. Thank you. So I just want to encourage everybody to build resilience, however tough, to put in the shift, to, outrun this season. This season will pass. It's not the first time we're having a bad run in Nigeria and Africa, but we
Yeah.
are strong as business people. Our businesses will thrive, and then take steps to raise funds. Continue to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and build your relationships. Opportunities are in relationships, right? Collaborate. Thank you so much. And